Come back. Nowadays, you trying to acclimatize to coming back into the country and everything. So I may have somewhat blown 20K in 2 weeks, but it's not entirely my fault. It's just, situation. You spend here and there doing this and that, and then after a few uh transactions, must the transactional depression you all get, where now everything started to make sense. You're now an accountant, you're like, yo, I should have done this and that. So yeah, that happened. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As I promised, that more content is coming. Well, yeah, today's episode is a bit, I don't know if it's a lesson, but it's what's happened. So I came back last year in July, and then I was like, oh, okay, welcome back. You know how it is, you trying to acclimatize to coming back into the country and everything. So I may have somewhat blown 20K in 2 weeks, but it's not entirely my fault. It's just, situation. You spend here and there doing this and that, and then after a few uh transactions, must the transactional depression you all get, where now everything started to make sense. You're now an accountant, you're like, yo, I should have done this and that. So yeah, that happened. And then I came to the realization that no, man, my relationship with money is not the best thing that is working for me. Because, okay, granted, I know for the past 2 years or so, we've all had to endure the COVID pandemic. We've all had PTSD of the pandemic because of the different lockdown stages. And after that, we all had to acclimatize to life again. And then they're like, no, there's another pandemic. It's called monkeypox, or what's this new one, man? I even forgot its name. Yeah, but then that one, the one that gives you weird blisters and whatever. But yes, we've all had to acclimatize to that. And then now we come to the realization that no, there is a war in Russia versus Ukraine. Well, I'll call it that on paper, but realistically speaking, it's just an economical war between the West and the non-West countries. But yeah, I'll make a video on that because it's a bit in depth over that, right? So yes, back to my money spending way, as if I'm a money spender, as they call them. So I spend that 20K, right? After I come to the realization that I don't have money now, I'm broke. All the fun, I had all the fun in the world. And then the depression hits you, that, ish, that after spending depression, it hits you. Then I came to the realization that as people, I won't specifically put it on a race, but as people, we have a very horrible relationship with money. I'm speaking on behalf of myself, but I think if you're listening to this video, you can relate that no. It's like there are only 2 to 3 moods we have with money. When we get it, we impulsively want to spend it or want to show it off, or there's always something that we want to do. But when the depression hits of having spent that money recklessly or on useless things, it hits us that no, man, what we're doing, we should have done better, but we don't know how. And I think it's mainly dependent on our relationship with money. Most of us, when we have money per se, is we spend it because of what we've seen from our parents or the people around us, and that's led us to have a very bad relationship with it, because when we start working or start having it, it comes as quickly as it went, which is a very bad thing for us to have because we don't have a proper or healthy concept of money. And we are not blessed as people, unlike the Chinese. They have a $1 rule. I'll explain that. I'll also do another video on that. But for us, it's just consumerism of money, not understanding it and having a healthy relationship with it. Because, for instance, if I were to ask, how do you interact with money? When you think of money, what comes to your thought? Why is it only expenditure and never growth and never letting it idle, or you having a plan and preempting how your money will be spent and why it's spent in certain places, right? Because it seems like our relationship with money is so impulsive that we don't want to address it. It's like the monkey in the room. Yes, granted, when we all grew up, our parents, after payday, maybe they'd give you 2, 3 things if they had the money, but they always told you, hey, there's no money. And then you ask yourself, how? You just got paid. And then now we are almost in the adult world. I believe most people watching this video are either final year students, or they've transitioned into adulthood, or just got their first job or something like that. But our relationship with money is relatively young, infant in its infancy, and also unhealthy. So I believe if we can address it, I myself have personally taking personal steps in which to address what I said, where I took 20,000 and I spent it it's actually in less than 2 weeks, to be fair. But I spent that amount of money, and then that was my aha moment that no, I need to do better as a man, and I need to do better with the people around me, because as I was spending the money, no one told me that no, you need to take a break. Are you doing X with this money? Are you doing Y with this money before you spend it? You see, so I'll actually, over a few videos, unwind the whole relationship with money and how to go about it in a healthier manner. I will monitor my spending patterns. I'll have a spending journal. I'll share one of my bank balances, and then I've decided that I'll use 1,000 Rand as a sort of a model of spending, where I'll show you where my 1,000 is going. Hopefully bi-weekly I'll be able to share and say X amount of it went here, why it went there, what I'd usually do before, but then what I'm doing now to be a better person. And also I will try and develop a healthier personal relationship with money as to how I speak about it. Because let's all be honest, we need money, and we need a lot of it to live a decent life. Not necessarily to be the wealthiest people on earth, but just to have a comfortable life where you address most things within your life to your comfort and to your suiting, right? So I'm asking everyone to humbly join me in this journey for interacting with money in a healthier way. By the way, this is not any form of financial advice. It's just me sharing the little that I know over money and how my relationship with it is developing to be a healthy one, productive one, and the language I speak to money has become very different after that observation, because it's been well over 18 months or so since I last did what I did. And yeah, thank you very much. I hope you like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video.